Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Social Diary, the show where we get to review some of the trending topics that made headlines this week. My name is Conchita Leland, and as always, I am not alone as I have actually my co-host who is back again. He is a business development consultant and is none other than John King. Hello.
Hello viewers.
Welcome back.
With you, Conchita.
Karibu nyumbani.
Asante sana.
At this rate tuko tu sawa.
So far so good.
So many things have been trending, this week, and I really can't wait to just dive into it. But now, before we get into it, remember to send your feedback using our SMS line that is at 20146, and don't forget to keep the conversation going. And we are currently live streaming on all our social media platforms at Metropole TVK. That means Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So, John King.
Yes.
It is official as the President Uhuru Kenyatta, and this week literally created the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, that is the NMS office, which will be headed by Major General Mohamed Badi of the Kenya Air Force. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, I've seen different kind of views from various different people. You have two different kind of views. Kuna wale wanasema they should have been given the opportunity to elect the general. Forgetting that the general is an army man. There are those that are talking about the service delivery in this county is really struggling at this point in time. So my personal view, in fact, unfortunately, I lie towards those wale wanasema iti services lazima ziendelee, because there are two aspects to it. One, there's a political angle, and the other one, there's also now the right of the citizen to get their services. So Wakenya pia tuko conflicted in between. Tuko katikati. Kwa sababu on one hand tunataka the political head to continue doing what they need to do. At the same time, the same political head has failed time over time. And then unajua Nairobi pia venye kuna cartels.
Nairobi
tunataka maji, tunataka garbage collection, all this manner of things.
I feel like telling you, preach, John King, preach.
But unfortunately, these services are not coming.
So now the new Director General will be deputized by Enoka Momanyi, and the NMS is now in charge of some functions of the Nairobi County which have been transferred to the national government. Now Uhuru asked the General to end the rampant corruption in the country and cartels who run important functions, rendering slow growth in the county. And you already preached about this, John King. Ulisha Sema. Now President Kenyatta said, and I quote, "I have tasked the the Nairobi Metropolitan Service to bring an end to the corruption and dismantle the cartels that have slowed growth in the county." Now, the governance of Nairobi County is one of that has always sparked conversation. So as expected, the interwebs had a field of this, but do you think corruption will end? John King, ebu washa moto.
Corruption in Kenya kuisha is like, I don't know, maybe I don't know how to put it, but corruption is, we still have a long way to fight this corruption.
Do you feel like we're trying to fight the corruption? How much to go to?
Tunajaribu patch things here and there to make it look like we are kind of fighting it and reaching to that point whereby the confidence of the mwananchi and also the foreign investors would come in. But from time to time you're also failing, because if you look at the rate of prosecutions and convictions, you're more or less back to the same zero-sum game. So kama general, I doubt whether general at Toboa. I wish him well.
Tulikuwa na Sonko. This is something that is really confusing me. We had Sonko, now he's forgiven. Okay, what does it take for you to be forgiven? Sababu kuna mtu mwenye ameiba simu na ako tu mahali amekuwa sijui for how many years.
Lakini Sonko amekuwa forgiven by who? This is the misconception we have.
Wewe amesamehewa.
Sonko amesamehewa na nani? Nani amekuja akasema?
Umesikia kesi yote, hata umesikia mention of the date anywhere. No one is talking about that story of corruption.
Unfortunately, the big agenda says bado tunajaribu ku save Kenyan lives. Supposedly, and then tumepause until the courts are back. But as far as najua, Sonko bado ako na kesi, anaendelea na kesi zake. But unfortunately pia Nairobians lazima pia wapate haki yao. That's the bottom line. At the end of the day, Nairobians need those kind of services. And if it means getting it through the general, then the president must provide. At the end of the day, Kenyans will ask the president, where is our water?
Exactly. Kwa maji. Now, if we're taking it to social media, we heard at Kenyan Trek who said, in the height of 82 coup, a certain Mohammed was given took over the task of annihilating wannabes, monarchs. Yes, he took over VOK, and yes, he caputed the polluters. Nairobians, you will now behave, and it is not a matter of if. And then we have a Frank _ Mtumba who says, Sakaja, who is the boss in Nairobi? Then we have Sonko who says, I am not. I am not, make sure. Then we have Major General who says, I am the new sheriff in town. And then we have Rahul who said, you can't stop reggae. And then you have General Miguna who said, this is actually a guy having a conversation between all these people. And then Miguna said, coronavirus just did it. Be disciplined, organize and mobilize. Viva! Hashtag Nairobi County, hashtag Nairobi Metropolitan, hashtag COVID-19 KE. And then we have Gordon Molo one who said, unless with the transition of hashtag Nairobi County to Nairobi Metropolitan Service will give Nairobi residents at least 2 years to compare the two levels of governance, both under Sonko and under Badi. What do you think about that to it?
Well, the guy brings out a good point, but you shouldn't forget that we've been here before. We used to have an office called Nairobi Metropolis or Metropolitan with a full ministerial position. So let's not forget that. So this one may be in a different dispensation, and putting the face of the general that you want to scare these cartels away from the whole thing.
But when some people see uniform, they believe this is power.
I hope atakuwa nakuja job na uniform ya military.
Kuja na uniform.
Kwa sababu wa cartels wametumalizia everything.
Wanakuwa office wanasikia yes sir.
Yes sir. Yes sir. How much have you collected today? 200,000. Okay, fine. Zihesabu zote. You think someone will 200,000? They're like
maybe it's almost like, but we don't know. And then we also know that the only people is if we to still keep the conversation on social media. We have at Omusoti who said, NMS is already overwhelmed even before they resume office. Given the magnitude of the functions they have been mandated to discharge, it sounds like NMS will be the 47.5th county of Kenya. Okay. So 47th and 0.5.
Yeah.
Nanusu.
47.5.
Hey. And then the person complained and said, hashtag Nairobi County is basically a shell. A shell of what? See, talk to us. Live stream. Tell us more. Explain. And then we have a Trill Lobby who said, we should at least be given the illusion of selecting our own leaders, not be shoved down our throats. Hashtag Nairobi takeover, hashtag Nairobi Metropolitan, hashtag Nairobi County, hashtag Nairobi. Huyu ako na makasiriko.
Kuna makasiriko mob sana.
Yeah, hataki kuambia tu huyu ndio leader wenyu.
Yes.
This is the person who wants to go and stand and vote.
You know that those are the consequences and the pains of democracy. Yeah, in any democratic system unataka at least kuwe na say ya mwenye atakuwa responsible for your resources.
Lakini John King tumesema wenye wako na say, kumeenda aje?
Well, ni sisi wa Kenya tuko na say. The question is, hiyo say tunaisikia ama iko tu somewhere?
There's a time we were having a discussion, people thought like dictatorship works best in Africa rather than democracy. Watu, angalia Museveni. Angalia venye country imekuwa bumper. We're not saying he's a dictator, but we're saying a firm person whereby he's like, listen, yes, you guys can decide, but now I don't think your option is good. I have decided. I am the leader. Sasa kunendaje? Do you agree with those terms? I'm going to go 50-50.
Dictatorship, there are two aspects of the leadership of a country. You can either become very liberal or you can just go the social way. But the social way will definitely dictate that you be a little bit of a dictator. Binadamu si rahisi sana lead.
Exactly.
If Moi was alive, angewaambia tena, Mwafrika nywele nyeusi ngumu, kichwa ngumu sana. So some can might relate with dictatorship because you want services.
Kama ni ngumu, iko tu sawa.
Lakini wengine, again, that balance of democracy and also the need of the common man, it comes to a conflict at some point.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see now. A lot of things have been trending this week, but something that is trending worldwide is coronavirus. So, the number of Kenyans infected with the COVID-19 virus has risen to a total of 7 people. This is according to the Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe. The country is now in a current partial lockdown after President Uhuru Kenyatta announced the closure of schools and imposed sweeping travel restriction. Some other measures include like mobile phone operators like Safaricom and Airtel scrapping fees for mobile money transaction below 1,000 shillings in order to ensure that there is cashless payment in an attempt to reduce the risk of transmission of COVID-19 through handling of banknotes. And then we have the courts in Kenya, which will not be hearing any new cases, is all appeals and hearing in criminal and civil cases have been suspended with immediate effect. Then all bars and clubs are to be closed at 7:30 p.m. every day. All supermarkets must establish queue management system for shoppers and open for 24 hours, at least to make sure that people have ample time, etc, etc. Yeah. Then we have the 14-seater matatus will be carrying a maximum of 8 passengers, 25-seaters vehicles to carry a maximum of 15 passengers, 30-seaters vehicles and above to maintain a 60% maximum of seating capacity. Now, KRA are to release all the seized ethanol to manufacture to ensure like manufacturers of sanitizers. Now the sanitizers will be distributed to the public free of charge once the production is done. That is what Health CS, Mutahi Kagwe said. Companies have also, few companies have also started letting employees, work from home, except for critical sector of the economy. Now the Ministry of Health advises people to self-quarantine and sanitize and the interviews actually they grew crazy is people were in a mixed reaction, some saying that corona does not really exist, but kuna watu wanasema corona does not exist, it's a myth kabisa. They're like corona hiyo ni uongo, hatujaona kitu kama hiyo ni ugonjwa wa wazungu. While others have just increased self caution. But before we go that, there's a viral video of this guy complaining about corona, so let's take a look at it. First of all, the guy says the country should be
disbanded.
Disbanded.
Yes, we need to disband this country.
Yes.
If it can touch Raila Amolo Odinga.
No, you have to say that name with psych. Hey, if you don't say the way you say, it's not being said. Yeah. This guy believes like, apana, ikishika ujama, then tuko na coronavirus.
Yeah. And that is his belief. Yeye ni Mkenya na anaamini hii kitu gani inaweza shika Raila Amolo Odinga, then sembuse.
But don't you think this, this is the time I feel like now Raila needs to come out and be like, skiza, sijashikwa, lakini pia mimi nime self quarantine and I sanitize. Where are they? Why are they not speaking? What do you think?
Labda baada na compose ngoma the next reggae line for
nobody can stop reggae.
A rebuttal between corona stopping reggae and nobody can stop reggae. Maybe it's coming up with something around that area.
But did you feel like a lot of people don't know this, like they're not fully aware that skiza, it's in Africa, it's everywhere. Why are people not getting this? There's another one when you're anasema hii corona inatu colonize. Unashindwa.
Unajua, not to be a bit more serious on this topic. This topic is a heavy one because
it is a heavy one.
The entire universe is on shutdown if you look at it. In one way or another. In some countries people cannot travel. Kuna watu hawezi fanya biashara. Airlines have shut down. Vitu kama hizo. So Kenyans, wa Kenya lazima tuchukulie hii kitu serious. Homa hii ni homa kali, homa ya mapafu. It will kill us if we don't adhere to what Mutahi Kagwe is talking about.
But let me ask you, do you think these restrictions are enough, or do we need to ensure much more? Because if you look at what China was saying, they're like, these are some of the mistakes that we learned, and immediately they discovered that, they should have, I feel like to some point, they should have said, listen, this is happening, when they got that alert and not just kanyagia the story? Because it feels like we're being prepared for something that is going to be worse. Unajua tunapapaswa tusikia fanyeni hivi. Then like 2-3 weeks from now, we don't know the situation. What do you think about that?
You know, you have to give it to the government for whatever, how hard they've been trying. To be honest, the government has been trying based on the infection rate, the rate, the level of infection rate moving from region to region. And then at the moment, we only know that it travels at the moment via sputum and touch and things like that. So it is something that Kenya, the government of Kenya, with their own capacity at this point in time, are doing the very best. But I agree with the notion of the Chinese, because the Chinese have just learned their lessons. Possibly we should expect, I think we should expect a little bit more tighter lockdowns to combat the spread of this particular virus. This virus, the killing rate is quite high compared to your normal flu.
Wow.
So we have to be very careful.
So now if you're going to go to Twitter, we have at Susie_Katana who said, #coronavirus Kenya. What happens after, after we stay home for 30 days? Will COVID-19 cease to exist in 30 days? We are mostly a hand-to-mouth country. Our jobs can't be done from home. We should have come up with our own response instead of copy-pasting what the first world is doing.
I like that comment. First of all, before we move forward, we are more of a hand-to-mouth country, literally, because one, hand-to-mouth is basically also one of the ways we spread corona. On the other hand, it's also ways of getting a meal, or rather getting income. So it's ningumu kubalance.
And then we have a Mumwi guy who says, when is Esther Pasori going for treatment abroad? All of a sudden, all Kenyan politicians are in good health. No one wants to go abroad for further treatment. Coronavirus is doing the balancing. We are going to Mbagathi and KNH just in case. #coronavirus Kenya. This person is just being sarcastic. It's like, listen, we are all in this together.
Yes,
we are all stuck in Mbagathi.
Yes,
KNH.
No one is escaping this one.
No one is escaping this.
And I mean, everybody is exposed, whether you have the best healthcare provider on your side or you have the poorest. This virus haichagui.
Then we have Jageyo who says, this craze about sanitizers will mess us up. Remember, only those with alcohol content of 60% and above are effective. And there's no way of truly knowing which sanitizer is which. Yet good old soap and running water does the job. Let's be wise. #coronavirus Kenya. And then we have a Teddy Eugene who says, Kenya who self-quarantined herself at Machakos Hotel on arrival from Germany on March 3rd, was arrested and taken to Machako police station. #coronavirus KE. We don't know how true that story is, or why they will address someone instead of taking that person to a hospital, they take to the police station.
Alikataa ku self-quarantine.
But alikuwa na self-quarantine kwa hoteli.
Hoteli?
Yeah.
Ish.
High class.
Okay.
Self-quarantine.
What a way to quarantine.
Yeah. Breakfast in bed. And then we have Donald B. Kipkorir who says, to avoid some governors or MPs blaming witchcraft or blood transfusion or related activities for causing or spreading coronavirus, it should only be Mutai Kagwe or is that OP or State House to give guidelines. Governors or MPs shouldn't. #coronavirus KE. And then you have I don't know who is gonna say coronavirus nichawe, but I can attest to that because today I was in the bus and the preacher was like, jua hii hata corona wanasema ini majina. I was like, yeah. It's what? So I feel like telling him, no, my friend, you're misleading people. This is, but he's also trying to earn a living. But he's preaching the wrong words. And then we have a Real Jaguar Kenya who says, coronavirus originated from China. They have to write off Kenya's 650 billion debt. We can channel repayments to small traders and informal settlements like Mukuru. We cannot convince people who live from hand to mouth to stay at home unless we provide for them. #Gikomba Corona. Kuna Gikomba Corona?
Well, tujajua hiyo bado. As far as the government is concerned, hawajatuambia if there is that case. So unless that person anajua someone who has those symptoms, the best way at this
Yeah.
point akimpeleke tu hospitali.
Mpeleke tu hosi kichana hata tuacha tu hiyo date itakuwa tu.
Hiyo
Hata
date,
tukikuja
by the
hapa
way, hiyo date
tutalipa.
ingekuwa rahisi sana tulipe before the first case ifike. Unajua
Yeah.
tungechukua tu, I don't know how many Chinese there are.
I know, wakuje tu.
Yeah, tuwaweke somewhere
care.
under quarantine and then you know we have 3 meals a day, unachukua you charge a cup of tea 10,000, multiply that one by the
Imagine.
number of people,
And that's
they
it.
send her the invoice na tunalipa hiyo deni.
And our ministers are really good at that. But you know what, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When you're back, more on the Social Diary.